The Krellian armada had been burning human colonies for 6 months. They came without warning, without diplomacy, without mercy. 17 settlements across the outer rim gone. Vaporized by plasma bombardments that turned thriving worlds into molten slag. 2 million human souls erased from existence while the galaxy watched in silence. Admiral Thrace stood on the bridge of the UHNS Defiance, humanity's flagship, and watched another distress signal blink out on the tactical display. New Harmony. Population, 140,000. Now, 0. That's the 18th colony, reported Lieutenant Chen, her voice hollow. Krellian dreadnoughts jumped out before our response fleet arrived. Same pattern as before. Thrace's jaw tightened. For 6 months, humanity had exercised restraint. They'd sent diplomatic envoys, ignored. They'd appealed to the Galactic Assembly, dismissed. They'd even offered reparations for whatever imagined slight had triggered this genocide, met with silence and more attacks. The Krellians were a proud species, their empire spanning 300 star systems. They viewed humanity as upstart vermin, primitives who'd stumbled onto FTL technology barely a century ago. The galaxy's established powers had been content to let the Krellians handle the human problem, to put these aggressive newcomers in their place. They had no idea what humanity had been holding back. "Ma'am," Chen continued, pulling up a new transmission. "We're receiving a message from the Krellian warmaster. He's broadcasting it on open channels. Every species in the sector can hear this." Thrace nodded grimly. "Play it." The holoscreen flickered to life, revealing Warmaster Krelvax, his reptilian features twisted in what his species considered a smile. Behind him, human prisoners were visible, colonists from the latest attack, bruised and terrified. "Humans," Krelvax hissed, his translator rendering the contempt in his voice perfectly. "Your weakness disgusts the galaxy. You beg for peace while we demonstrate your inferiority. You hide behind your pathetic fleet while we harvest your worlds. The Krellian Empire will not stop until every human colony burns. You are a plague, and we are the cure." He gestured to the prisoners, and plasma rifles rose. The transmission cut before the execution, but everyone on the bridge knew what followed. Thrace closed her eyes for a long moment. When she opened them, they were cold as the void between stars. "Open a channel," she said quietly. "Galaxy-wide broadcast. I want every species, every government, every independent station to receive this. And get me a direct line to the Krellian homeworld." "Ma'am?" Chen looked uncertain. "Do it." 30 seconds later, Chen nodded. "You're live, Admiral. Broadcasting to everyone." Thrace stood straight, her uniform crisp despite the months of running battles. Behind her, the bridge crew worked in focused silence. She looked directly into the camera, her expression carrying the weight of 18 murdered colonies. "This is Admiral Sarah Thrace of the United Human Navy, broadcasting to all spacefaring civilizations. For 6 months, we have endured unprovoked attacks from the Krellian Empire. We have lost 18 colonies. 2 million citizens. We have attempted every diplomatic solution. We have shown patience. We have demonstrated restraint." She paused, letting the words sink across 1,000 worlds. That restraint was courtesy. That patience was mercy. And as of this moment, both have reached their end. Behind her, something changed in the bridge lighting. Tactical displays began showing new readings, energy signatures that made Chen gasp. "Humanity has existed on the edge of annihilation before," Thrace continued. "We evolved on a death world where everything tried to kill us. We survived ice ages, plagues, and our own weapons of mass destruction. We learned to split the atom before we left our own planet. We mastered artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and quantum mechanics while the galaxy watched and judged us too dangerous to engage." The tactical display now showed dozens of energy signatures appearing throughout Krellian space, invisible until this moment, cloaked by technology the galaxy didn't know humanity possessed. "You thought our restraint was weakness. You thought our diplomacy was fear. You were wrong." Thrace's expression didn't change, but her voice dropped to something colder. For the past century, humanity has been building. Not just ships. Not just weapons. We've been preparing for the possibility that the galaxy might not want us here. We hoped we were wrong. We prayed we were wrong. The Krellians have proven we were right. She gestured, and the display behind her shifted to show Krelvar Prime, the Krellian homeworld. Around it, reality rippled as humanity's hidden fleet decloaked. Not dozens of ships, thousands. Each one bristling with weapons that made the Krellian dreadnoughts look like toys. These vessels have been in position around every major Krellian military installation, shipyard, and command center for the past 3 weeks. You never detected them. Your sensors never registered them. They've been watching, waiting, while we extended one final opportunity for peace. The Krellian military channels erupted in panic. Thrace could hear it through the bridge's monitoring systems, commanders screaming about impossible readings, defense grids lighting up with targets they couldn't track, their proud armada suddenly surrounded by an enemy they'd thought was on the defensive. This message is directed at Warmaster Krelvax and the Krellian High Command, Thrace said, her voice carrying across light years in real time through humanity's quantum communication network. You have 6 hours. In that time, you will release every human prisoner. You will recall every Krellian vessel from human space. You will transmit an unconditional surrender to the United Human Navy and agree to reparations for the colonies you've destroyed. She leaned forward slightly, and for the first time, something like emotion flickered across her face, cold, controlled rage. If you refuse, if you attack our fleet, if you harm one more human being, we will demonstrate what happens when courtesy ends. We have weaponry that can crack planets. We have bioweapons that make your worst plagues look like the common cold. We have AI systems that can hack every Krellian computer simultaneously. We have antimatter warheads that will turn your suns into supernovas. The bridge fell silent. Across the galaxy, billions watched in stunned disbelief. We don't want to use them, Thrace continued, her voice softening slightly. We've spent a century trying to find another way. But make no mistake, we will do whatever is necessary to protect humanity. We've survived extinction events before. We'll survive them again. The question is, will the Krellian Empire? She let the silence stretch for 5 seconds that felt like an eternity. To every other spacefaring civilization watching this, humanity seeks peace. We seek cooperation. We seek to build, to explore, to contribute to the galactic community. But we will not be victims. We will not be slaves. We will not watch our people die while the galaxy looks away. Thrace's expression hardened again. The Krellians thought humans were weak because we chose diplomacy over violence. They forgot that choice is the key word. We chose restraint. We chose patience. We chose to give courtesy even when none was offered to us. Behind her, the tactical display showed every Krellian military installation now targeted, locked, weapons hot and ready. That choice is no longer on the table. Warmaster Krelvax, you have 6 hours. After that, our courtesy and your empire ends here. The transmission cut. For a moment, the Defiance's bridge was silent. Then Shin spoke, her voice shaking slightly. Admiral, we're receiving transmissions from everywhere. The Galactic Assembly wants an emergency session. The Orion Confederacy is offering to mediate. The Andromedan Collective is requesting an alliance. And the Krellians? What about the Krellians? Chen looked up, something like wonder in her eyes. Warmaster Krelvax is requesting terms of surrender. Thrace let out a breath she didn't know she'd been holding. Open a channel. Let's end this war. As she moved to the communication station, she allowed herself the smallest of smiles. Humanity had finally shown the galaxy what they'd been too courteous to reveal before: compassion was not weakness, and restraint was not fear. But more importantly, they'd learned something humans had known since they first looked up at the stars: the most dangerous predator is the one that chooses not to kill. 5 hours and 47 minutes later, the Krellian Empire surrendered unconditionally. The galaxy would never underestimate humanity's courtesy again, because now they understood what it had been protecting them from all along.